It has been a hot second since I've actually done a thrift haul. I haven't stopped thrifting. I just haven't hauled anything because I stopped listing things. And if I stop listing things, then I don't have the room to haul new things. It's a vicious cycle. But I do have a whole bunch of goodies here that I have thrifted as of recently. And I've kind of been switching things up a little bit and straying a little bit further away from, is this a good brand, to more, is this a good style? So if that's something you want to watch, then stick around. So as I do my reseller recaps, which I can link my playlist for you, I do that for my own like analytics of things. And I'm starting to realize that I just feel like being brand focused isn't as important as it was when I first started reselling, and that I need to start picking things up more based off of style than compared to brands. So when I go thrifting, you know, I'm shuffling through things, and of course I am looking for brands that are, you know, gonna resell. And that's kind of how I initially started reselling, is like, oh, I found a good brand. This is great. I'm going to resell it. But now things have shifted more in the way, and maybe it's always been like this, but I just am like just now starting to catch up, is that I'm trying to look more based off of style while still looking at brands, but the brand doesn't have to be number one important anymore. I feel like it used to be brand, then style, then, you know, a few other things like size and things like that for what I would pick up. Now I feel like brand and style are pretty much, you know, level with each other, if not style a little bit more. So something that is a current, you know, aesthetic or core, if we will, like a cottage core, something that's in style at this moment, I'm going to take a second glance at, even if the brand isn't a great reselling brand, you know. It's just, we're changing things up a little bit. So this thrift haul, as of recently, I have been looking more into style. Now you can't take the brand out of the girl. I'm still, you know, I still look at the brands. I still pick things up based off of that, but you can definitely see a little bit of a shift of how I'm picking up things. So I have so many things here. Yeah, I have so many things here. They come from tons of different places. They came from a Buffalo Exchange Dollar Day sale. They've come from Goodwill. They've come from other local thrift stores in my area. So without further ado, let's start looking into these things. So the first item we have here is actually, this I would say is more for brand than anything else, but it also is style based too. This is Jen's Pirate Booty. So it's a very, very kind of like beachy type of look, boho, if you will. It's just this crop top in this gauzy, I'm assuming, it's probably cotton. I think it's cotton. Little crop top, wrap, tie-dye. I can't even get it. Oh my gosh, I can't even. It's too little. Too many ties, too little. So I think this will be perfect for spring, summer. I have been looking more into style aesthetics and, you know, the cores, if you will, and have been trying to do more research and study up on that to see what are people actually, like, what's the style that people are going for. And it makes sense because when I'm analyzing my own purchase habits, I'm more going to, like, I want a gingham fit and flare dress, right? And so I'm gonna go type that into Google, and then I'm gonna see what brands have it. Now there are some brands that I am somewhat loyal to, that I like the way that things fit, I like their price, I like their quality, so I will probably look at those brands first. But in reality, it is more of a style that I'm going for. So I have to, you know, analyze my own shopping habits and, you know, see if that is going to match other people's shopping habits. So that's just kind of my logic for everything. The next item is from Sundance. This is really cute, like little linen floral shorts, little cuffed shorts. They are extra large, which is a great size as well. This one was a little bit of, should I pick it up, should I not pick it up, but it was $1. This was at the Buffalo Exchange. Yeah, the items that I'm showing you now are from the Buffalo Exchange. So it's this really cute, like, herringbone plaid hat. I actually might keep it myself, but I did pick it up for the brand. This is from Baggu. I know that their bags have been pretty popular. I don't know if they're still pretty popular, but you know, sometimes I do purchase things based off the brand because the brand is popular and I want to bring that brand loyalty into my closet, even if it isn't a bag, you know, like the Bagoo bag. This is still gonna bring brand recognition, and it's really cute, and I might keep it myself too. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. All right, what is this? This is more for style. So the brand is Staring at Stars. Is that what it says? Staring at Stars, which is a Urban Outfitters brand. And it's a size 2. But why I picked it up is because it is this floral shirt dress, like midi shirt dress. And I have been looking for a floral midi shirt dress. I just feel like that's kind of how styles are going. Like I said, more of that cottage core, more of that like almost vintage like feel, at least in my mind. That's what I'm looking for. So I figured other people might be looking for that as well. So we have that piece. This is kind of the same, well, no, kind of the same thing, but also for brand. This is a new to me brand, Yoki London. It is an extra small. Again, it's another kind of like floral, whimsical, coquettish type of midi dress. And if I remember correctly, I do have my computer right in front of me. We were rudely interrupted by a phone call. Let's move forward about Yoki. So I just looked it up, and I think that's how it's yolk. Maybe it's yolk instead of Yoki. Let's see. Their dresses are, I mean, I'm looking at some more intricate type of dresses, but $335. So hopefully this is a bolo. I've never heard of it before, but I love finding new brands. Like I said, a brand plus style or style plus brand, however you look at it, is like the epitome. Then you add size to the top of it. Oh, yeah. All right, this is, again, more for style, but and brand as well. How many times can I say that? This is La Vie by Rebecca Taylor. Now, I would say Rebecca Taylor isn't as big as it used to be. It is a nicer brand that has nice brand recognition, but isn't as resellable as it was before. But this is a very cute floral blouse, kind of like the big puff sleeves right here. Very cute. So again, kind of fits into that like cottage core, coquettish type of style that I've been liking myself, and has been pretty popular, trending. This is another style piece pickup. This is from the brand Pedestal. I believe it's vintage. I've never heard of it before. The only thing is that it doesn't have a size tag in it anymore because it got worn away. But I picked this up because this reminds me of something that would be sold at like Christy Dawn. So again, more of that prairie style type of aesthetic. Very big puff sleeves, kind of this clover print. Very, very cute. I try not to pick things up that don't have sizes because to be honest, I don't want to, I mean, I'll measure and stuff, but I don't want to guess. So, but sometimes other things override it. This, I kept going back and forth deciding if I wanted to pick this up or not, and I ended up picking it up, even though I don't think the resale value is that great. But this is from Pilcrow. This is more of their, can we see that? The new, I believe it's more of their newer tag where it just says Pilcrow instead of Pilcrow in the letterpress. And it's a size large, and it is this ribbed, like Henley halter top. And I thought this would be really nice, kind of more for the spring summer festival type of goer outers and stuff like that. So we'll hopefully try to get that listed. And I just pulled this out and I realized this has a huge hole in it. Ugh, Okay, well, what this was is this was from Babaton. This is kind of this like organza type of see-through blouse, but it has a huge fucking hole in it. How did I not see this? But why I decided to pick it up, not only for brand but also style, because it is this very kind of like romantic, almost gothic, fairy, whimsy goth type of look to it. I have been trying to add more keywords to my listings as of recently, and to be fair, I've just restarted listing. I just got done with my April sale, where it's like a liquidation sale, and during those times when I do really big sales like that, I usually don't list new items, I just relist old items, and so I haven't been listing new things. So we'll see how like these style tags go, but you let me know, do you include like style tags in your listings? Do you think it works for you? This is a vintage find, again, for style. This is by Bonnie and Bill by Holly. Bonnie and Bill by Holly. It is a size 8. It is vintage. It's this really beautiful embroidered cardigan with this like floral embroidery on it. There is like the lining in it is kind of ripped, but I don't think that's a huge deal. I don't think it's a huge deal because it's on the inside. Has a little bit of like padding to it too. Very cute. What is this? This is, oh, this is a collab. Joanna Ortiz and H&M. So whenever I see an H&M collab, I always do a second look, because some of these collabs can like do really well. So this is a maxi floral wrap dress. I think it's like a high-low wrap dress too. Again, perfect for spring and summer. My intentions are always to list things immediately in you know, the appropriate times of the clothing. So if it's a spring summer style, you would like to think that I would get it listed in spring and summer, but I tend to have difficulty with doing that. So we'll see how it goes. This is from Bardot. It is new with tags. This is the, I don't know, usually I have a style name. This really cute, what are you? Oh, it's like a cutout type of dress. Yes, a very, very cut out type of dress that will need a mannequin photo. I do see some like interior discoloration. I don't know if that was like from somebody trying it on or whatnot, but we'll have to take a look at that. This was for style. It reminded me of like a lumberjack, but a very stylish lumberjack. So this is from Tickets, California. Another vintage piece, 100% cotton. It is this like flannel dress, like button down midi dress. But what I liked about it is that it has this like drop waist detail that I've been seeing a lot places. So I figured I'd give that a go. I'm pretty sure all the buttons are there. I think I do remember double checking that. Yes. Did I say it has shoulder pads in it? I think it's very cute. Again, something you would see, maybe not this print from Christy Dawn, but definitely this style. So I'm excited to see how that goes. A few more clothing pieces from Buffalo Exchange. These are from Paige. They're size 23, so super teeny, but again, it's this nice style of kind of this like Bermuda short coming back into back around into style. This is the Robbie short, which when I did comps, this was looking pretty good. A lot of the times at Buffalo Exchange Dollar Days, I'm not really checking comps, but you know, with Paige in particular, it can be hit or miss. So, you know, sometimes I do check, sometimes I don't. And then this item does have the little sensor still on it. So they actually gave this to me for free because I have the sensor on it. But I have a sensor remover at home, and if you're in the reselling game and you do a lot of thrifting, I would recommend purchasing one of those industrial like magnets to get those things off, because it's come in clutch many a times. There have been many a times that I've had to take it off. But this is just from Anthropology. What is it? It's Maeve by Anthropology. Really cute one shoulder top, kind of has that Swiss dot and then floral, almost toile like print to it. And then the very last item that I picked up is this really cool kind of like satin loafer, like flat form loafer, pointed toe, just this navy silk satin. I don't know if it is silk, and then kind of this croc embossed midsole, and then a platform sole to it. The brand is from 7 All Around. I had never heard of the brand before, but it looked to be quality. So I figured, and it said handmade in Portugal. So I always give a double take to things like that. And this would be really, like, if I were to do a style tag for it, probably like whimsy goth or even gothic, stuff like that. So I do have like a style sheet that I follow that kind of has like pictures and descriptions of a lot of things. So I always kind of like scroll through that whenever I'm listing new things. I'm like, what does this fit into? All right, so that was Buffalo Exchange. Now let's look at some other things. I don't know where these came from. We'll see. Oh, I know where this came from. So my husband and I, we went up to northern Arizona for our like a late anniversary, early birthday gift trip. We did like a weekend trip in Strawberry, Arizona, if you've ever heard of it. It was so cute. It was like a renovated Airstream that we stayed in for a few nights. And then one of the days we went and we did the train ride through it's like a 20-mile train ride. It's kind of like an all-day excursion, and you got to see lots of wildlife and just you know, the outdoors and being on a train. It was fun. So of course we did some thrifting on our way up there, and I found this vintage Wrangler top, men's short sleeve top. I think it's vintage. I'm pretty sure it feels vintagey, but it also feels new, if that makes sense. Like it hasn't been worn a lot. So that will be fun to list. What do we got here? Okay, I think this is from what store are you? I think it's one of the oh, it's Desert Industries. Okay, I'm like, what store is this? Just a very practical Athleta like long line sports bra, size extra small. And then a few shoes. Got this really unique pair of pumps, like stacked wooden pumps. These are from Derek Lam, which is a pretty expensive designer brand. And then we got some Ferragamos. Normally I don't pick up Ferragamos anymore because usually they're a very narrow style, but look how cute these were. These like rosette little add-on and like a super kitten heel, and I believe the width was, it's a B, so it's a medium width, and they are like brand new, never worn, so had to pick those up. And then lastly was a pair of Sam Edelman like little ballet gladiator flats in this like pink suede. I love picking up Sam Edelman. I think it's like a kind of a staple brand to me. They make really quality shoes. That and Vince Camuto, they make really quality shoes, and they're not cheap like retail. A lot of them range over $100, and the resale can be pretty great too. So I wouldn't knock Sam Edelman or Vince Camuto or anything like that. Okay, going back to my strawberry trip. Sorry, we're kind of like going in between. Another vintage Levi's item, just this pearl snap button plaid long sleeve, and then a pair of Lafayette 148 kind of like metallic jeans. They're the Thompson jeans, but they're a size 16. These I did check comps on because although I love Lafayette 148 dresses and blazers and stuff like that, I've never really come across any pants before, and these seem to be do pretty well. So I was excited to find them, especially in an area that like caters more towards Levi's and more like Western wear stuff. You know, you didn't expect Lafayette 148 to be there. Now we're popping over to a Goodwill find. We have Zara. This is like a velvet blouse, but what I really loved about it were these the sleeve cuffs. Like, look how fun those look. Very regal, very glamorous. Could be a holiday party, could be a costume. Very fun find. Pretty sure I got this for me. Speaking of Vince Camuto, I usually get their shoes more than their clothes, but they actually do have some pretty cute clothes too and can sell decently well. But this is a Vince Camuto ribbed striped shirt that will probably be added to my closet. I think this was for me as well because it's typically not an item or a brand that I would buy, but I have been looking more for like a corset style top, and lo and behold, I found one. It's just Fashion Nova, but it was new with tags, and it hopefully will be my size. I don't know if I'm gonna actually like this style on me, but we'll see. I was just kind of like playing around and be like, I want to change up my style a little bit, which I talk more about my own style in my like my own personal closet declutter, which I can link for you if you're curious to know more about what I've been into. This is a brand that I have found a few times and I have just started listing them, so I don't really know how well they do, but this is the brand Karen Millen. It is a UK brand. This is a size US 6, and it's this really pretty tweed herringbone sheath dress with like this fun kind of pleating detail to it with the asymmetrical hem. So cute. These dresses retail for a lot, and like I said, I'm kind of experimenting with the resale side of things. I've just came across like a batch of them not too long ago. This I picked up more for style based, but brand as well. This is just like a fun, I don't know if it's linen or cotton, I'll look, but a cherry print. So I know that's been really in style as of recently. It's from Abercrombie & Fitch. It's a size medium. I do love these smocked backs. They do well for not only, you know, accommodating for different chest sizes, but also it adds like a little bit of compression to it. So it's a little bit more form-fitting. But I want to see what the content is, the material content. It's 55% linen, 45% viscose. So I've been a little bit more conscious about materials that I'm picking up too, like wanting a little bit more of an organic, natural type of material. So that was brand, that was style, that was seasonality, that was material. So it kind of checked a lot of boxes. And then this was a really cute, fun one-piece swimsuit with this really pretty floral print to it, very exaggerated back, and the brand is by Dippin' Daisies. Really cute little swimwear brand, and it is a size small. So that's what I got from that Goodwill. All right, and now here are a few pieces that I picked up from Uptown Cheapskate. I went to go visit my parents up in Phoenix. I live in Southern Arizona, they live in Phoenix. And I'm still trying to work through my anti-haul video. If you're unfamiliar, I'll link that video for you. Basically, it's a lot of things that I've had around forever that now I am looking to liquidate at buy sell trade stores. So when I went to go up there, they actually were not They weren't buying for the day, which I did not know that because it's not my local Uptown Cheapskate. So I still went in. I still had some credit left over from the last time that I went there. So I picked up some things, all very spring-like things. So the first one is Gani, which is a designer brand. And it's this really fun, like bubblegum pink midi dress. Has this nice like texture to it. I think I found Gani before. I can't quite remember, but there is this one little spot right here. Just a little lighter than the rest. It might be just like a little bit of a stain that I'm gonna try to get out. But looking forward to listing that. What else do we got? This was style and brand based, but look how like baby doll this looks. Very coquettish, with the puff sleeves. It's kind of like vintage, almost like childlike, like little girl's room wallpaper and stuff like that. With the ruffles, it's kind of a mini dress. It does have the like little romantic ties at the back, and the brand is actually Ivy City, and it's a 1X. So we had brand, we had style, we had size going for us, and seasonality as well. So this is like the what's more than a trifecta, whatever that is. That's what this is. So Ivy City, if I'm not mistaken, are they like an influencer brand? I can't remember, but I do believe that they have like mommy and me type of styles. So it's that kind of brand, and they retail for a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but they hold their resale value. And that's what's most important. So we have that piece. And then as you can tell, they're all just dresses because that's the only time I had. But this is from a brand that I'm pretty sure I haven't found either. This is it BANSH or Bash? I don't know how it's pronounced. But it is this kind of like a little bit of a boho style dress, little mini dress with this like contrasting seams on it. I did check comps for all of these because they were a little bit more expensive than I normally would buy newish brands for. So I'm quite certain that the comps will be good, but again, comps are only comps for that window of time. So that's the issue that I have, is that I buy things, and if I don't list them right away, then you kind of lose that comp window, if that makes sense, because you're only looking at that snippet of time of what things are selling for and what they're currently priced at. If I wait a year to list something because I've purchased so much stuff and didn't list things, then that comp is going to change, and that item actually may no longer be as valuable as I thought it was. So this is my PSA to you, to not do what I do, but do what I say, of if you thrift things, list them immediately. List them immediately. Don't wait years like I have. Anyways, so that is from what did I say? Uptown Cheapskate. What am I saying? Uptown Cheapskate. All right, now we have a huge trash bag full of stuff. This is from the Humane Society. So I live on the complete opposite side of town from the Humane Society thrift store. But my husband had a hankering to go there. So who was I to deny him to go to the thrift store across town? Not me. So this is what I got. And I don't go there very often because it's so far. So whenever I go, I go ham. So let's start with some jeans. So we are starting on with a pair of Levi's high slim 70s high slim straight in a 14W. So again, a great size, kind of that style, more high-waisted, a little bit like more straight leg, kind of bordering wide leg, and a great color. So it's a good start. This is a brand that I have picked up before. This is a nice jean brand. I don't know if they sell anything else, but APC, and it's a petite new standard size 33. I do believe these are men's jeans, but they're a nice like dark wash color with some whiskering and fading to them. They are a button fly, all cotton. Yeah, this is like a good, like you feel these jeans and you're like, oh, those are jeans. Like just that nice jean material. Okay, this was purely style based, and I'm not a vintage person. I don't go seek out vintage, but there are some things that are vintage that I just can't leave, which is some of the stuff that you've seen today. But I saw this, and this is just funny and cute and whimsical and kind of that like, what is it, tomato girl, very like on the farm prairie type of stuff. And it is from the Quaker Factory. It's a size large, and it is this knitted farm themed cardigan. So we have some chickens or roosters on the front, we got some eggs, we have some checkered plaid, we flip it over, we have more chickens, we have more animals. I think that's a horse and a pig in the barn. How flippin' cute is that? How cute. I'm not gonna wear it, but it's cute. Like somebody would wear that. And another reason I picked this up is not this particular brand, I don't think, maybe this brand, I can't remember. But I had picked up another kind of like fun knitted cardigan like this before that had pandas on it that literally sold within minutes for full asking price. Like we're talking like $75 full asking price on Depop. So I was like, I don't know, somebody has to need that in their life, right? Somebody. This was a really cute dress from Free People. It is a size, I think it's a pretty small size. Yeah, it's a size 0, but it's this like maxi dress with this almost corset boning type bodice, and then these, what are these pleats called? Accordion pleats? I think, is it plissé? I don't know. This has a name. I think it might be accordion pleats, but I also think there might be another name to it. It's just kind of like striped maxi skirt. I can't show you all of it, but very cute. With Free People, I like to kind of give some knowledge, a little bit more knowledge regarding brands. Free People, Anthropologie, and Urban Outfitters are all owned by the same company, so they do have a style number of 6610, and you know, it will give you more clue if it was sold at one of those stores. It will say like Anthropologie or Urban Outfitters, so it kind of gives you some more information. But they also have, and is this gonna make a liar out of me? Probably. Yes, this makes a liar out of me. I was gonna say normally they have an OB number, that's their style number, somewhere down on the bottom of the style tag. This one does not, but I think this one will be easy enough to like Google Lens it to find a style name, because I have noticed with Anthropologie and Free People in particular, their clothing kind of has a particular name to it, like the Josephina top. I'm just making something up. And so people who are brand loyal will know what that is. So that's why it's important to try to find the brand name from the style if you can, as well as describe it. So you're getting people who are brand loyal and know and like are looking exactly for that style, as well as potentially looking for a corseted top with a accordion pleated skirt, stuff like that. We had a lot of good dresses at this Humane Society. They always have great stuff, and I love being able to know, well, hopefully know that my money is going to the animals. I know they've had some like controversy, I feel like. This one was more for style pickup. This is from Chelsea 28, although not a terrible brand. I do believe it's a Nordstrom Rack brand or something like that. It's a size medium, but I liked this kind of, again, prairie style dress. It is a subtle leopard print, like an abstract leopard print. High, well, is it a high neck? No, it's more of a crew neck, but sleeveless, maxi with like the tiers. So thought that was cute. Then we go into a style that sells really well for me, and that is more of like a vintage 50s type of style, like 50s, 60s, stuff like that. So this is the brand Boden. This is not their newest tag, but it is a newer one compared to when they just have the UK size. So with Boden, it is a UK brand, so it will have a UK size and a US size. So this is a 10 regular, and it's this really fun kind of 60s style halter dress with like the circle skirt. And Boden is another brand that is very kind to put their style number right yonder. The very top one usually starts with a W, so you can get more information about the name of it. Oh man, they packed this in here. All right. This was for a style pickup, but it also might be a decent brand too. I'm not too sure. So the brand is, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, Cino, C-I-N-O. I don't know if you can see it because it's metallic on white, but look how like cute and romantic and prairie and coquette and all the wonderful tags you could put towards this. Just has this like kind of micro floral print to it. The sleeves billow out a little bit, has the little fringe, and it has a little velvet tie detail. So cute, so cute. Could not pass that up, especially with my new mantra of look at style too, not just brand. This is from Athleta, size medium. It's this really cute kind of like almost pumpkin orange athletic dress, little mini dress. Athleta is also a brand that their newer tags will have their brand name or their style name on it, but even if it doesn't, it will still have a tag in here, and you can plug in, I believe it's the first one, yes. And this is from fall 23, so a relatively recent pickup, which is what I like. This was for style. Again, this is one of those vintage pieces that I just picked up because I feel like somebody needs this in their life. This is from Zone Blue. It is this kind of like more utility, like thicker shirt, long sleeve button-up shirt, but look at all the fun like bedazzling on it. Look at all that, so fun. So somebody needs that in their life. This one I kind of went back and forth with, but I ended up picking it up because I do have a good selling history with it, and that is Standard James Purse. They are just like an not overhyped, they are a overpriced basics brand, I feel like. So this is just like kind of a terry long sleeve, like terry sweatshirt material long sleeve tee. This, I bet you anything, retailed for like 150 bucks, something ridiculous. They also do vanity sizing, so this is a 2, which I think equates to like a medium. So I originally wasn't going to pick it up because I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, no, you've sold James Purse at very good prices before. And if we're thinking about more of the style side of stuff, this would be like quiet luxury. So meaning that it's not a Gucci top with Gucci written across the front or the Gucci symbols everywhere. No, this is a freaking white t-shirt, terry cloth t-shirt that retails for $150. That's what that is. This I got because I think it's a decent brand in Anthropology. Mare X Anthropology. So this was in the t-shirts, or in the blouses, but I actually think it is a dress, like a mini dress. But also look how cute this is. Like sheer knitted or crocheted sleeves with the, I'm not doing it justice. with a button down like little mini dress. This is very like 60s. This could be bridal. This could be a lot of things. Love it. It could be festival. It could be indie. It could be maybe not indie. Boho, things like that. So then we have good old Lululemon. Got the little Omega sign right there. I don't pick up a lot of Lululemon tanks anymore unless they're like really decently priced. And this one does need to be washed. There is something on it. It almost, I'm not gonna lie to you, it almost looks like frosting. And I mean, I'm not to blame them. I wear my active wear all the time, especially when I'm eating like cinnamon buns and things like that. So I don't blame them. I kind of want to know the story behind it. But I am gonna put that off to the side to wash. What do we have here? This was more style based as well. But this is from Loft. This is a size large, very cute. Again, you can sense a theme if you haven't already. Very coquette, very romantic, very kind of whimsical and fairy and gothic, and that's kind of what I've been attracted to lately. So we have the sheer sleeves. It is like a little mini baby doll dress. Love it. Let me know what styles you've been into lately. You've been like preppy, sporty, athleisure. Have you been digging into any of these like core styles? Let me know, because you know, I want to shop for you too. I want to shop for the people who are looking for specific things. And so again, consider this market research. Let me know what kind of styles that you've been into. I personally have definitely been into more kind of like girly styles, very romantic, very coquette, very whimsical, you know, pretty much everything that I've been picking up and telling you about the styles. That's what I've been into. Very prairie type of stuff. So let me know what you've been into. This is Free People One. I don't know what, they have a lot of different lines. They have Intimately, they have Beach, they have One. I don't know where One fits into the line, but it is this kind of like waffle knit blouse with kind of these extreme sleeves. This is another Bowden piece. With Bowden, I try to pick up the pieces that have a little bit more of a print to it. I just think those usually sell the best. This is a US 12 long, and that is what the print looks like. Kind of a fun floral abstract feather print. This is Theory. This is their newer tag of Theory. This is a chambray like shirt dress. Chambray denim, button front shirt dress, had the belt attached, which is lovely. All right, we made it through that bag, but I know we have a few more bags to go through. Hold on. I think these were my only shoe pickup from this haul, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, I'm in the Southwest. I love me a good cowboy boot. These were actually new with tags, although they don't look new with tags, so I'm wondering if they are like intentionally distressed this way. But these are 1883 by Lucchese. I'm wondering if the 1883 is in coordination with the Yellowstone kind of spin-off, right? Because there's Yellowstone, 1883, and then 1923. Or maybe it's something completely different. But Lucchese boots are very expensive. So this is a nice, like, distressed looking cowboy boot. It is a men's size. They're a men's 10.5 2E, which I was a little worried about the 2E part, because I think that's like extra wide, but we'll see. We'll see how they do. These definitely were the most expensive pickup from that haul, so it will skew my numbers a little bit, but I think it'll be worth it. I think it'll be worth it. I think this is still from the same haul. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, we went a little ham because I don't get to go over there that often. What is this? This is a fun printed little piece. Oh yeah. This is from ALC. This is a cute printed like off the shoulder puff sleeve, kind of this like nautical print almost. It's kind of the vibe it's giving me. Is it a romper or a mini dress? I wasn't sure. It's a mini dress, but it was kind of funny. So at this Humane Society thrift store, they have a boutique section, which is where pretty much all of this other stuff came from. And when I say boutique, I mean they consider a lot of things not necessarily boutique, but what they think their brands are, and usually that's where like the nicer things are. So then I go into their like non-boutique section, and I always like look around just a little bit, and this was in the non-boutique section. So sometimes you can get lucky, and their non-boutique stuff is less expensive than their boutique stuff. So the more you know. Is this from this haul? I don't know. I thought this was from Goodwill, but maybe not. Another vintage piece. Like, who am I? Am I a vintage seller now? Definitely not. But very much in style. Kind of this like very classic old money type of dress. So a shift dress. It does have the shoulder pads in it. The brand is New Classics New York. It is a size 14. That's a vintage 14. So I'll have to do some measurements, but look how fun these like gold buttons are. So again, sometimes you can't leave that there. Like, it needs to come home with you. We have some more Athleta pants, size 8. These are really nice, like, what do they call this? Cornflower blue or something like that. Kind of has this like a little bit of a texture to it, almost like a waterproof type of texture. I don't know what the name of the style is called, but they did come out in summer 2022. So still relatively recent. They seem to be in excellent condition. What is this? Another fun printed dress. Ooh, yes, look at that nice like high neck dress with the lattice detailing in there, kind of a lower back, smocked. What are you? Oh, this label is all messed up. Oh, Able, the label. I don't know if it's gonna focus on Able, the label, size extra small, and I'm pretty sure this is Anthropologie, if I do remember looking that up. This, I don't know. I, again, was kind of going more on style. This used to be a really great brand to pick up. This is from Eliza J. This is a size 8. And it's this maxi skirt, kind of this box pleated organza type of floral overlay. Really, really pretty. This would be beautiful for any sort of like formal event, you know, like a wedding guest, prom, gala type of thing. I also think it'd be really cute to kind of do a mix and match of like, this is super formal, but then doing like a basic white tee tucked in. Like, I think that would be so beautiful. All right. This was purely for style. This is just H&M, but I thought this was a fun style. Look at those huge puff sleeves. It is kind of that like taffeta, can we hear it? A little peplum with the buttons down the back. Can you see the buttons? This screams kind of like mob wife at me. Things like that, kind of vintage-esque type of thing, like 80s vintage. So yeah, purely got that for style. Let me put these away and then we'll get our next batch. I told you this is a long thrift haul, so thank you for sticking around. All right, this is where I get a little bit confused as to what goes to what, but regardless, it's all getting listed, and if I remember, I'll let you know. I think this is from the Goodwill boutique. Yeah, because I dropped off some stuff to Plato's Closet, and the Plato's Closet that I go to has a Goodwill boutique close by. The Goodwill boutique, again, it's just kind of where the quote-unquote nicer stuff goes. It doesn't necessarily mean it's all nicer. It just is a way for them to charge more money. And the aesthetic of the store looks a little bit nicer. Like, it looks a little bit more boutique-ish compared to kind of a very industrial-looking Goodwill. So I always go in on my Sunday and Monday are the 20% off days for first responders. So I always bring my badge in and get my 20% off. So I always like to keep it on those days. But the first thing I found was this Kate Spade like little rain jacket. And it's not new with tags, but it still has like the protectant on the thing. So I would list this new without tags. But it is this really cute like little nylon windbreaker rain jacket something with the floral print, little peplum detail at the bottom, the gold contrasting zipper. Really pretty. When I did a Google image search of that to find the style name of it, it was retailing for like $228 and reselling around the $100 mark. So yay for that. Here we are with some more vintage again. Who am I? So this is, let's get the brand name first. This is from Jolie Madame, a division of Leo Dinerman. So that's what the tag looks like, and then we have the very vintage tag below, made in the USA. But look at this. Look at these sleeves. Kind of the satin maxi pencil bodycon dress. How fun. How fun is that? Like, this is still vintage but can still be modern too at the same time. Love it. Again, if we're going for style tags like glam, vintage, 80s, all sorts of things like that. All right, and then we have, I haven't found a Patagonia sweater in a very long time, but we have Patagonia size large. I forget what they, I Google image this too. I can't quite remember what the name is, but it is that like fleece type of sweater. The fleece I feel like has seen better days, and I need to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. If you have any tips for fleece, I think you can use not a sweater shaver, but like I think I have one where it kind of zhuzhes it up. If you know this motion, you know what I'm talking about. But that is from the Goodwill boutique. I think that's all from Goodwill boutique. Yeah, I didn't get too much stuff that day. All right, the next day is just from a regular Goodwill that we popped into really quickly. The first one, let me see, some very cute little Bowden espadrilles. So we kind of have that like flat form type of espadrille look with the embroidery, kind of this like Mexican looking embroidery on it. Very pretty. Love that. What size are they? Size 38. And then we have another pair of cowboy boots. You can tell, well, I don't know if you can tell, but I have been attracted to like kind of the lighter tan suede, and I've kind of been wanting to find a pair for my own, but have not been able. These are from Laredo. Can you see that up there? And they are women's size 7, I think. What size? Women's size 6, excuse me. But they look barely worn. Like somebody probably got these for a special occasion. Correction, there's like a little bit of stuff to the front. It almost looks like paint, but it looks like you can easily get it off. So there is that. Is this the same Goodwill or is this a different Goodwill? I don't know. As you can see, I go to a lot of Goodwills. This one was more for style and brand, as well as it's more like a not a basic piece. What's the opposite of basic? You know what I mean. This is soft surrounding. It is a petite large, but it is this like long maxi dress in this different like paisley print, kind of plaid print with the tiered again, kind of very prairie like. This almost reminds me of like a Ralph Lauren kind of look, like that Ralph Lauren Western take he has like the sheer plaid sleeves. So I think somebody will really like that. What else do we have? Ooh, yeah, got this. These last two pieces I think are from the Goodwill Boutique too. Everything gets so mixed together. This is from Arc'teryx. I don't think I've ever found this before, but this is like a really, again, kind of a quiet luxury athleisure brand. It is a large, and it is this cute little, just like shift dress. But the only thing, and I really had to consider it, was it is missing the belt to it. So it has belt loops, and it did not have the belt on it. It's not a deal breaker, but it does kind of bring down the resale value. But I still did comps on this and specifically looked at ones that did not have belts to it, and they still sold pretty well. So I think I'll be okay. And I also think it was like half off that color for the day, so I couldn't leave it behind. And if worse comes to worse, I might be able to wear it. So this was style, brand, seasonality, all those things. The only thing it didn't have for it was size, because it's a smaller size, but this is Sundance, size small. Look at this knitted cardigan. Look at this. Oh, chunky knitted cardigan, and this beautiful like lilac color with like the details of the sleeve. Oh, stop it. Just stop. Lovely. Trying to keep things organized because I think this is the second part of that regular Goodwill haul. Yeah, now that I am thinking about it. Okay, so these I was a little bit like, should I get them, should I not get them? And I put them back because my phone wasn't working, the internet wasn't working, so I was trying to Google Lens them, and it was taking forever to pull up, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pass, and I'm gonna go forward. And then eventually I did find them, and I saw that they retailed for a lot, and they resell for a lot. And this is the brand Tibby, and I haven't found Tibby in a really long time, and I feel like I remember Tibby being like, it resells for a lot, but it like wasn't doing so well. But this is kind of a unique style, so it's a size 6, and it's these peach like nylon cargo pants. The color is being blown out. They're a little bit more pastel-y than what they're looking like, but they're these like nylon cargo pants that have like the mesh lining in them. They're not men's, they're women's, and unfortunately Goodwill did put a hole in them, like a teeny tiny little hole, so that sucks. But I looked these up, and these retail like $400, something like that, and they were still going for a good price for resale value. So I was like, we're gonna try it out. This was a brand that, again, my phone wasn't working, and it was a new to me brand, but I'm like, I think this will do well. Sorry, I'm just looking. Did somebody stitch up a hole? I don't think so, because they're new with tags, but I could be wrong. Anyways, it is this like sweater skirt, white ribbed sweater skirt, and the brand is Jackie London, or Jackie or Jackie, I don't know. But I'd never heard of it before. It was new with tags. It was made in Italy, viscose, polyester, polyamide. Really cute. So we'll have to see, because some of this stuff I was just going based off of intuition. This is from Anthropologie. If you're not looking, look up. Can you tell me what that says? Zagel? Zel? I don't know. It's an Anthropologie brand. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm probably going to have to like look up Anthropologie brands by alphabet and look at the Z's and see if anything tracks. But this was very kind of lagging looky esque, almost very Magnolia Pearl too, if you're familiar with that aesthetic. Very oversized, kind of quirky type of stuff. So I didn't have the option to look it up to see if that particular Anthropologie brand did well, but it's now with me. This was a pure style-based pickup. This is like vintage LL Bean, but it is a floral like shirt dress, midi shirt dress. This is like exactly what I'm looking for. So I picked it up for somebody else to love, because this is not my size. This is a medium. Then we have, yes, Bowden. Yes, I've been finding a lot of Bowden lately. So here's another Bowden tag for you. I want to say this one's a little bit newer. I don't know. Here's the size. US 16, 18 regular. Kind of this fun printed like jersey dress, midi jersey dress. Does it have pockets? It has pockets. That's always the best. And then I think this is the last thing from this particular haul, and then we'll be closing out with some Plato's Closet stuff, I think. So the last piece I picked up was Good American. I really need to stop picking up this brand. But this is Good American size 6. I don't think this is the vanity size 6 because they do have some like vanity sizing, but I think this is like a 6'6", like a small 6. I could be wrong. But this is just a ribbed black midi dress, maybe maxi dress with this like front cross tie. Really, the only reason I picked it up is because it was already relatively inexpensive and then it was half off, so I'm not perfect. What can I say? Oh, I know what's in these bags. These are some like good things in these bags. I forgot about that. Okay. Plato's Closet. Let me clean up some of this stuff and then we'll get to Plato's Closet. If I don't keep these things organized, it's like I'm never gonna know where I bought things from. All right, let me dump this out. So this was from another Plato's Closet, again, across town. This one was closer to the Humane Society, so I don't ever get over there. So I was like, let me stop at Plato's Closet. Let me try to sell some things. So they were doing their clearance sale, which they were advertising it was 70% off, but then when I got up to the counter, they said all the clearance was $1. So I lucked out. The first piece I got was, although yes, new with tags, brand is pretty decent, I picked it up more for the style. So this is Nike. This is their Tech Pack Innovation, but I got it because it was this like maxi skirt type of look. So this I feel like fits a lot of different style aesthetics. So it fits, you know, the athleisure, it fits kind of that like cyberpunk type of look, emo, you know, like it hits a lot of style categories. So I was like, that could be really cool. And it was $1. I think it retailed for like, what was the retail price on it? 90 bucks. Crazy. Ooh, this one's really good. So this was not on clearance, but I opted to pay full price plus the like percentage off that you get with selling with them. Mine gives 15% off. So things that are not on clearance but at full price, you get 15% off from selling with them that day. So I always try to look around. If I am selling with them, I try to look around so I can take advantage, because you can't use that 15% off any other time. It has to be the day that you sell. So this is Free People size medium, and look how absolutely gorgeous this is. This is a maxi dress, full skirt, embroidery, textured cotton to it, like so beautiful. Open back, look at that back. Baby got back. So pretty. So not all Free People is created the same. Since this was full retail price minus my 15%, I wanted to make sure that it was worth it. Let me tell you, it was worth it. It retails for like $228 and it is still reselling in like the $120 to $150 range, if I'm remembering correctly. So that was something I was willing to pick up. This next one I just realized has a little moth hole in it. Wonderful, but that's to be expected from the material, honestly. So this is a little like puffer vest that is reversible, and how I know it's reversible is because it doesn't have any tags anywhere visible. So then you go look to the pockets, boom, there you go. We got Pendleton size extra large. This is virgin wool. Yeah, virgin wool. So clearance section. It was a great price. It's still in really great condition. I mean, you just note that there's a little hole in it. To be honest, it kind of is expected for wool. At least whenever I pick up a wool piece that's used, I kind of expect that there's going to be some sort of hole in it. This was because it was on clearance and a little bit for style. So it's just this like crinkle dress. So this actually does like a little crisscross bit in the front. And it is like a midi, maybe maxi length dress. The brand is msha.ke. It is brand new with tags. Again, it was $1. This is the Demetria plissé halter maxi dress. So I got it because of all those factors. This is size brand Madewell, size 33, so really great size. It is a black denim skirt, like pencil skirt, and with Madewell, they usually put the style of at least the jeans, but even if they don't put the style like name on it, they always put the style number in there. And this is from, oh, this looks different than what it normally is. That definitely looks different. Usually it has like a little when they were made. Huh, does that mean they're like newer? I don't know, I'll have to do some research on it, but that was a good pickup. This one was for style too, just in seasonality. It's a cute like little summer dress, like little fit and flared dress. Also, it's a cute, like it fits into that kind of retro aesthetic that sells pretty well for me, and it's new with tags. So this is mod cloth, size 14, and it has the size on it. So dang, this like hit that one up from Trifecta again. Really cute little dress. All right, so that was from Eastside Plato's. Let's go to the Plato's that was close to the Goodwill boutique. I'm just taking you all around Tucson. And this is where we found some good stuff. So first off, I'm gonna save the best stuff to last. I'm gonna tease you with it, but this is all pretty good stuff. So the first find was a pair of new with tags A Goldie jeans. They're size 26, so the size is a little smaller than what I would normally like, but they're the Amberjean low rise straight. So I have not really sold any low rise jeans before, so this was kind of a test for me. They were more expensive than what I normally like to pay, but again, I got that 15% off and I had some credit. So that's what these look like. We had sorry for the crinkles. Then we got another pair of new with tag A Goldie jeans. These are their high rise something or other. It doesn't have that particular style name, but they're size 25, so they're smaller, but they are a nice kind of like medium wash to them. And I did check comps. A Goldie jeans, especially new with tags, are still selling relatively well, and for a lot, so that's why I decided to pick them up. This one is more for me, just kind of a like, I am trying to get out of wearing just like shorts and t-shirts, like workout shorts and a graphic t-shirt all of the time at home. Like I kind of still want to dress up while I'm home and not feel like I'm in a rut all the time. So I got this dress. It's probably going to be too big for me, but I don't really care. It's this really cute gingham like smock dress. I don't know what the term would be for it, but I love gingham. I am in love with gingham, and I want to say this is just Old Navy. I think the tag got ripped out of it, but I think it's just Old Navy, and it's just gonna be a really great just kind of slip over dress, like a chore dress. It actually might be a really cute swimsuit cover up too. So that is for myself. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the shoes. I'm gonna go in order of like my excitement level of the shoes. So the first one being, okay, we'll go with some Rothy's. So these are the point, that's what the name of this is called, and it's kind of blowing it out, but these are very light pink. I think they're called the petal pink ones. And Rothy's, to be honest, aren't anything to write home about anymore. A few years ago, these would have been gold. This would have been like the highest thing in this haul. But day nay, not today. But I still picked them up. They were relatively inexpensive, plus my percentage off. With Rothy's, if you're unfamiliar, the size and information should be on the bottom of the insole. There are plenty of guides out there to kind of help you decide if this is real or fake. These I do believe are real based off a few different things that I've just learned along the way. So we have a pink pair of Rothy's, and then we have a pair of red and white striped pointed Rothy's. These would probably go for more money than the pink, because I bet you anything these are like a retired style or a retired colorway. The pink might be retired, but it seems more like a core type of color that they would keep around. So the retired prints usually can go for a little bit more money. I bet you anything these are the same person. Well, I'm guessing, because those were an 8, these were a 7.5. I will tell you, Rothy's runs small, like half a size to whole size small. So if you are unfamiliar with Rothy's, I would suggest sizing up. But we have that pair. And then the next exciting one is a pair of Birkenstocks. And these aren't just any pair of Birkenstocks. These are big buckle Birkenstocks. These are these are the money makers right there. People love them, a big buckle, and I know because I've tried looking for them and they're very expensive. So these are the big buckle Arizona, that is the double strap style in oil slick something. I don't know. This is kind of like a patent leather. I forget. It has a name to it. So when I was picking these up, the other pair has the price tag in it, and then it almost said, what does it say? It says women's sandal flips, not, and it almost says non-authentic. But I was like, I looked these over because I was like, they have all of the markings that a normal Birkenstock would have. And I looked these up on the Birkenstock website, and to look at the pictures to compare and be like, yeah, I think these are like authentic. So I don't know if that was a mistake, because normally they would also put the brand in the price tag. What am I talking about? The price tag. So I'm wondering if these just got priced differently, or the wrong tag got attached to them, because these also weren't priced as high as other Birkenstocks were priced. These were still a decent price. When I say decent, I mean I still paid more than what I would like to have paid for them, but I've never found big buckle Birkenstocks before. So I was very excited, and like I said, I'm pretty sure, like 99.9% sure these are authentic, but I will do double checking again. So I was super excited about that, but that is not the most exciting find. Let me tell you the most exciting find. Let me get this bag out of the way, because I need your full attention. I need my full attention. Gucci. We got some Gucci shoes. So I originally saw them like this. Like I couldn't really see this up there. I was like, that looks familiar. So I pulled these down and I saw that they were Gucci, and I was like, huh, why aren't these in the case? So if we can see, they kind of look like leather, but they actually are rubber. And you know, we got Gucci on the bottom right here. They're this like mule, platform mule. So I was looking these up, and you know, I did a Google image search, and what came up was a smaller heel leather, because I think I was just showing it like that. I needed to do a side profile, and I was like, oh, these aren't leather, so they're probably fake and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, let me just search Google, or I did another image search from the side, and I'm gonna put Google like rubber. These retail for like $600 and are still reselling for like $400. Something crazy. Something magical. So again, I did comparisons to authentic Gucci from like the Gucci website, from the Real, from places like that showed like different angles. All of the markings look to be the exact same. This is something that I probably will pay Real Authenticator, one of those sites, to double check that they are real. Again, they were more than what I wanted to pay for them, but not as much as I thought that they would be, and it was enough of a gamble for me to take that risk. Because if anything, I bet you, like, can I wear these? Let me put them on. They might be a little bit small. They're a little bit small, but it was worth the try. So this was definitely my most exciting find. Anyways, that was everything for my haul. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. This was a very long one. I hope that I can get this stuff listed soon. I probably should do better about like listing stuff first and then doing the haul, so you have the opportunity to buy things. If there is something that you saw that you liked, that you're curious about, let me know. I'll try to get it listed sooner than later. But yeah, I'm very excited to kind of this new way of thinking about or thrifting, kind of being a little bit more style focused than just brand blind. Still, brands are still always gonna have a place in my heart, just because that's how I got started reselling and how I like kind of learned how to thrift things. But we're just doing a mind reset on everything. But again, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time. Make sure you like this video if you like content like this. I'm a beauty and reselling enthusiast. I don't even know if I said that at the beginning, but I do like to talk about reselling things. I like to talk about beauty things. Here's my makeup check for the day. I am loving this blush moment. The makeup I'm using is kind of a combination between my May Shop My Stash, which I will link for you, and then also my Beauty Empties Challenge, which I can link. If it's not in the cards, I'll link it down below for you. And then I'll also tell you, I'll have my affiliated links down below of what exactly I'm using, because I'm using like the bronzer from one, I'm using the blush from another. So I will make sure you know which is which, but loving this like makeup moment. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, like this video, comment what was your favorite thing from this haul. What little reselling like switcheroos in your mind have you been working on? You know, have you always been a style based purchaser? What else? Oh, subscribe if you like this content, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.